Thanks for telling me that, Brian, because I just been talking and talking and talking. So I'll say it again. Thanks, y'all, for coming. Surprised you're awake. I screwed up and took a nap. I just woke up from a nap about 40 minutes ago. And I told William that I am a William before I'm a Billy with an IE. You probably say hello to some other Billy often, and YouTube wants to make you type it that way. Yeah, thanks for telling me. I totally thought I turned the mute off, but I guess I had not. I guess you didn't hear the part where I was talking about the stupid rooster driving me crazy. But I finished all these knives yesterday. These two still need sheaths. I'm gonna work on a sheath for this one specifically tonight because I already have the pattern. This one, I'll probably make a new pattern. It's not gonna be much different, but it's just bigger, enough bigger that it's gonna need a new pattern. Um, so yeah, I got them all Sharpie sharpened up last night. Try to get on camera. This one is really sharp. I need to make a sheath for this one. I'll probably do a little paracord lanyard, just since it's got the lanyard tube. Something I don't do very often. I might do it more. It wasn't exactly hard to do or anything, and I don't really like the way they look, but it doesn't look as bad as I felt like they did. This one's pretty sharp too. It's just not quite as sharp as that other one. I guess if I spent a few more minutes on it, it could be. So, Paul Mills, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Does anyone else have YouTube do this thing where, um, when someone at you, when they highlight you, they type your whole name, however, so it highlights, it cuts the first letter of their name off, like where Paul just said hi to me. It says All Mills, AUL. The P is gone. I know it happens to Cola, so I imagine it's happening to other people too. I'm not sure which. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm guessing you're talking about this one, Brian. This is the one I was showing. It's pretty nice. I like it. I gotta be careful about cut myself. I did. Finally, these are both burlap. Uh, I need to find a new buffing wheel for it, but let me show you guys what I finally did so I don't have to use my little Dremel tool to buff everything. This is my buffer. It's not actually a buffer. I got this from my uncle. It's a motor that he bolted to a board, and I got some buffing wheels somewhere, but right now this is what was on it, this little tiny one. And now it's OSHA approved, and it doesn't, to turn it on, you just plug it in. So I plugged it into a power strip. So that's the on-off switch, is the power strip. Yeah, so it does it to you guys too. But yeah, I finally like got that thing working enough to where I could at least use it instead of trying to shine everything up with my Dremel. The Dremel works all right. It don't work as good as that does, even with that small wheel on it, and it overheats, and I gotta stop and wait. Yeah, Brian, that's what happened to me. I got up early today, at least early for my standards, and I had to go run some errands. I had to go ship out that giveaway knife today and do a couple other things. And then, oh shit. I'll be right back, y'all. I took something from the house. I'm gonna be in trouble. Give me just a minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, I got up early, for me, and then I started mowing, and the mower broke down on me like twice. Yeah, there's some flies in here. They're getting kind of annoying. And then it finally broke down on me all the way. It won't, like, it hardly even freaking moves. I think it needs a drive belt. I hope that's what it needs. Because that's what I ordered. And we went to the store for a little bit, and then I passed out and took a nap. I still wanted to show this one knife. This one. Buffed up pretty good. I don't know. I think the camo Kydex and the Python, it's a little busy. It's a little too much, but that basket weave pattern, I was worried it was going to kind of smush out of there when I formed it, but it did not. So, and then it's got leather strap. The camo Kydex is pretty sweet. I like it. It really worked pretty good. It's got the little basket weave pattern, and it's cool. And there's that knife. I've had this one kicking around for a while. There is already a little tiny scratch on it somewhere. I can't see it, but I know it's right there. Again, that's why I don't like Kydex. So that's why I don't make too many Kydex sheaths, but it holds it in there good. And it so clicks in. Oh, I also, just like the last one, I usually do pins. So I was doing some fasteners on these two. And both of them, man, my TV's too loud. Both of them, I didn't recess the hole deep enough. So when I started sanding them, I sanded the fasteners. I put new ones in. I know I showed you guys they actually are not brass. When you sand them a little bit, you can see the steel or whatever it is underneath. But I put new ones in, so they're shiny brass looking. Which is kind of a pain because there's just enough epoxy in them to you have to drill them out instead of just unscrewing them. I had to do it real slow because when you drill it, it gets hot, and I'm trying not to get the glue hot in the knife. And so I drill a tiny bit, tiny bit, tiny bit. Anyways, I got that done. So thank you, Paul. Again, I think it's a little bit busy with the micarta and the camo, but you know, that's kind of what this one is. It was meant to be a little bit busy. So, and then it's compadre. I did a short with its little brother. It's got the OD green canvas micarta, and it's got an OD green sheath with a brown strap. That one's pretty nice too. It's actually in the house, so I can't really show that right now. But and then I should have just showed y'all this one. This is the one I've been working on. I got to make a pattern for this sheath, so I'm not going to work on that one tonight. This is the one I'm going to do a sheath for, or start on a sheath for. Got my jacket on. It's hot in here. I don't know about hot, but it's not cold out in the shop like it is outside. Okay. Actually, I need to just move this out of the way too. I got my little 50-50 choil. Man, I'm totally not quite sure what you're saying. I sharpened right all the way up to it. I actually start the grind back. On this one, I started all the way at the back of it. That was probably supposed to be more in the middle, but I got past it when I was grinding. Okay, let's see. I got my little toolbox with all my leather stuff. I keep it inside. A lot of times I do this stuff inside, so I'm out here doing it today. Part handle and part blade, half and half. Okay, I got you. So right now I'm going to do a leather sheath for this one. I already have a pattern. I already have a pattern for it, so that's one of the reasons I'm not doing the other one right now. It'll take me long to make a pattern. I've got this one. I don't got much leather left, but most of it is pretty good. I want to check that finished side to make sure I'm not going to cut it out of some messed up spot. I do need to get some more leather. Come on. I thought you were streaming, Kaiser. This is move it back a little. Seems like it's kind of close. I'm getting all discombobulated, getting all backwards. I want to make sure. So this is going to be the front side, right? Yeah. Okay. I actually need to remake this pattern because one problem I had with it is when I fold it over, I'd always end up sanding too much on the front side, on this side. So what I do now is I mark half the pattern and then I move it over a little bit, which actually makes this side bigger. So then when I fold it over, this side, the back side, actually sticks out past the front side. So I can sand it off of the back side and make the two even without sanding the front side. I don't know if any of that made sense, but it helps me get these two edges sanded flat, cut my groove here for my stitches, and then not have it sanded too close to my stitches or unevenly towards my stitches. Sometimes I end up having to sand the front too much and it start messing up all my little lines and stuff. They start getting crooked and narrower and skinnier in places. And so just leaving this little extra bit on here, which pretty much is all going to get taken off anyway, but it helps. It made sense. Yeah, it made sense to you though, because you know how yeah, you know, because you're my brother. Lord Loki, what's up, man? Welcome back. Oh, man. I was not supposed to do that. I was supposed to keep this whole piece right here as much of one piece as I could. I just screwed up. To cut my welt out of. Yeah, there's no way. I'm going to just have to cut a new piece. Oops. About a tree fitty. I mean, I'm not sure. A prototype what? A sheath? Yeah, you pretty much have to have the knife to make a sheath. Make my Gen 2 prototype. Prototype of what? I want to get. A pen's really not the best thing to use to mark these, but it does show up good. But I got to get it off of there because if you leave any on there and it gets wet or anything, it starts smearing, like bleeding kind of a little bit. Knife and sheath. Well, depends on what you want. Yeah. Depends. Alright, so I just wanted to get this. I want this edge to be pretty much finished. Like, where it's gonna get sanded slightly, but I want this one nice, and that's because I'm gonna cut my stitch groove in it. So I don't want this width changing. I want this groove to stay in the same spot. Right on, Backwoods. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know I seen you make a sheath. I think I only seen one. I don't know. Maybe you've done others, but it was pretty sweet. All right. So yeah. All right. So that's where my stitches will go. I'm gonna bevel my edge. There's still a little bit of that pin left on there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna get it off. That's why I usually probably wouldn't bevel the edge right now, but I'm gonna do it just to get that pin off of there. I don't want to get it bleeding or get it wet and have it start bleeding into the leather. And I'm going to do this one. This one's going to need it again for sure because I'm going to be sanding off there more. But I just, same thing, make sure there ain't no pin on it. Yeah, man, I learned everything I need. Not everything I need to know. I've learned everything I know on corners are a little iffy. Yeah, edges and corners. Yeah, it's difficult. I learned everything watching YouTube and practicing. So, all right. So one more thing I want to do on this one is, here, let's cheat and do it like this. I want to mark a line down the center. So I know this is as wide, pretty close to as wide as it is. I'll just fold it in half. And that's where my center line should go. And I'm going to come back just a little bit because I know it's longer on that side than it's really going to be. Now I need to actually do the same thing down here now. It's narrower down here. And this is just I'm not marking it with a pen. Somewhere. Okay, yeah, this probably works. It's not too bumpy on the edge. Doesn't seem like it. I'm just gonna put this to those 2 marks and all right. Dawn and Chris, how's it going? All right, so I don't know if you could tell I got. This is all going to get the basket weave pattern here. This will be the back side of the sheath. There'll be a belt loop that goes on here. So that's why I got it marked out like that. Next thing, oh man, that sucks. I didn't know there was a sticker back here. I'm going to take this tape and I'm going to tape the back side of this so that when I do my basket weave stamp, it kind of wants to mush everything out and it'll actually make this thing bigger. And I don't really want it mushing out. Did I already answer? I missed a question or something? Oh, I got a question in chat. What are your pros and cons of leather sheaths over Kydex? I'd love to know what you think. Oh man, I got some opinions on Kydex. I don't like it. I like leather. But Kydex holds up to weather better for sure. Kydex is stiffer and more rigid. It's probably better functionally in a lot of ways. But leather is just cooler, and Kydex scratches your knives. Which is my main reason I hate it. The Kydex doesn't actually scratch your knives. But the whatever is in between your knife and the Kydex scratches your knives. It's impossible not to get scratches with it. Which ain't a big deal. Most people are like, well, I use my knives, so I don't care. Well, that's cool. But like, it pisses me off because I spend hours working on a knife, getting it all sanded, getting the finish on it perfect and beautiful, and I want to sell it to someone, and then I put it in the Kydex sheath, take it out a couple times, and now it's got a scratch. It's a brand new knife, and then I feel some kind of way about that. Like, so yeah, I got some opinions on Kydex. I don't really like it that much. It is good. There's nothing wrong with it for sure, but. And you could get some stuff in between your leather and your knife and get scratches in leather too, I'm sure. But it sure doesn't happen the same. Yeah, no problem. That's why Cola's like, did you answer his question? Because she knew I felt some kind of way about it. Because she's heard me complaining about it today. Yeah, it doesn't matter how hard your knife is. Like, people will say, oh, your knife's harder than the Kydex. It shouldn't scratch it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It happens. It's always going to happen. You get a piece of dirt, anything in there, it scratches it. It happens to me every time I do a Kydex sheath. I'm really kind of trying to get away from them. They are faster to make, and like I said, they are, in many ways, they're better. But That one thing bothers me the most. And leather is just cooler. I've had issues with leather where the knife pops through the bottom. Do you have a recommendation for ways to stop that from happening? Well, first of all, make sure the sheath fits the knife correctly. Is there a way to add leather inside the sheath? The slide blade each time you pull out. You know, I don't know about that, Backwoods. Interesting idea. Another thing that'll keep it. There's another part I'm about to make for this sheath, a welt. That's the whole point of it, is to keep the knife from cutting. It's not really to keep the knife from cutting through the sheath so much as it is the stitches. Because every time this knife is put in here, it's going to go in this way. There's going to be stitches in this groove. It'll, every time it goes in, it could rub up against them stitches. So there's going to be a piece. I'm about to cut this piece right now, but it's just going to be about yay wide. And it's going to glue in right there. And the stitches will go through it. And then when the knife comes in, it'll cut the edge of that piece. Hopefully, that's the idea. And that'll kind of help it from falling apart on you. Actually, I got some water here. Made sure I brought some out. I think it's about time for a new sponge. It's not really softening up anymore. It's starting to rain out here. I want to get this pretty wet right now so I can stamp it. Okay, some plastic sheets in different colors to use as a welt. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, some people do Kydex and then wrap it with leather, which you get the leather look, but you still get the Kydex problems. But you also get the Kydex. What are they? The pros to the Kydex. All right, let's see how that does. I feel like the leather welt, if you got your sheath fit good and you got a leather welt in there, that knife doesn't move around much. It'll last a while. You know, I've thought about leather lined Kydex. Yeah, I agree. Leather's just cooler. It is. I've thought about doing leather lined Kydex. I'm just not sure how to go about it. You gotta heat the Kydex up so hot. I don't know what kind of glue you would glue. You almost gotta glue the leather on first. And I don't know what kind of glue you would use that you could still heat it up to 350 degrees. And okay. Yeah, I've never actually daily used Kydex that much. Uh, I don't make my clips out of Kydex. I did when I first started. This kind of, these are the only knives that I do Kydex on anymore, really. And I started doing them with a leather strap. Um, and if someone wants to put a clip on it, they can. And then at one point, I was using these clips. I had two different styles. I would use either like this style or this style, but wasn't a big fan of either one of them, so I haven't really been using those much lately. So, one more time here. I'm gonna get this, once I get this all soaked, I'm gonna set it aside for a second and make my belt loop and my welt. You know, you could, well, the glue in it, the glue, once you get Kydex, I would depend. If you did like a two-piece Kydex sheath like this, you could probably do that, where you could take it apart. But if you're doing the fold-over taco style like this, you cannot open this sheath. If I take these rivets out, you can't open it to like glue in there. So you would have to do a two-piece, and you could do that. All right, we're just gonna set that over there. I totally screwed up here. We get a piece that's not that great. I mean, it's interesting stuff. It's not real hard to use. I made this sheath in, I don't know, an hour and a half yesterday. So it is way faster than leather. There's a learning curve on it too once you get it figured out a little bit. But that knife has a little scratch in it though. So that's why Cola heard about it today for 5 minutes. Me going on and on about it. I just finished this knife. I mean, some people will line a real nice knife to line their leather holsters or sheaths with like suede. Fucking flies. I always end up making them too short right up here on the top, right in this spot. So that's another thing I change from my pattern a little bit. I go way too long with it. Yeah, thanks, backwards. Oh, you're talking about this one. This one's a little funky. Python micarta with I do like, as much as I've been talking about I hate Kydex, I like this camouflage Kydex right here with the basket weave in the Kydex. It's pretty cool. So if, it almost makes me get over that little scratch right there. Y'all aren't gonna be able to see it. It's there. I'm almost not mad about it because this is pretty cool looking Kydex. All right, Lord Loki, you have a good night. I had a nap today, so. I don't know how long you've been here. This is the one. This is what this sheath is for. Is this one burlap micarta? Yeah, Cola likes that one. She might end up just keeping it. And I'll be doing this. This is close to the same, same materials. This will get burlap micarta too. I'm gonna try to find some maybe black paracord or brown paracord and do a little lanyard. Right on, Lord Loki. Thank you. Yeah, I took a nap at a terrible time though. Oh, dude, I think I just pushed the fly into the coffee. Okay, maybe not. Yep. Same here. I took a nap at 11 o'clock. I was so mad at my damn lawnmower today, though. Kept having to stop and fix it and stop and fix it. I needed a nap. cut it a little narrow, but hopefully it'll be alright. We'll see. I might have to make a new one. It's pretty skinny in here. Yeah, this. I can already tell I need to make a new one. I didn't make it wide enough. Yeah, you can totally make round corners by cutting straight. I do it a lot. I haven't put it on my Etsy yet. I was thinking $80 or something like that. I don't know. I got another one on there. It's however much the other one is. It's 80 or 89. Yeah, see? So let's see here. I didn't make this wide enough. It's too narrow. I don't know if you can tell. My stitches are going to be all the way in on the edge of it, so I missed. But do it nice or do it twice. Let's do something easy. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think they're pretty reasonable. I'm not very good at getting the word out, so they don't exactly fly off the shelf, so I sell them at a good price. Etsy kind of sucks, in my opinion. They don't really do much for you. They like host it, but every sale I've ever made on Etsy, I did all the advertising basically. All right, here we go. We got some square corners. This is gonna be my belt loop, and I'm totally gonna round them out just by cutting straight. They're just barely gonna get rounded out on this one. Just two little straight cuts. You know, it's fuzzy and stuff. When I bevel it and I burnish it, it'll look nice and round. I really should put a new blade on here. It's not very sharp. Let's see, I took too much off of that corner. It's all right. That screwdriver's too big. Again, that one is not on my Etsy yet. It will be. Took pictures of it today, but I haven't got a chance to put it up there yet. I need a new one of these so bad. This one is right here. It's not supposed to do that. Kind of fucks you up sometimes. I've stabbed myself with this tool more times than any other tool I have, man. And it hurts every time. See, I don't know if you notice backwards. Even on those, they're pretty square looking, even where I beveled them. I could probably do better, but it will even out. Yeah, I always think that too. I see I'm missing chat on this other phone. Let me switch it to all messages real quick. There we go. Oh, right on. He makes some really, really nice folders. I'm sure he makes nice everything, but oh, I forgot one thing. This being the belt loop, I also bevel from about here to here. That's where your belt's going to go through. So I bevel it on the back side too. Just kind of help it go through there a little easier. Alright, let's find the center of something again. The down and dirty, easy way. Really, you could just keep it folded in half even. do that with the camera in the way. That's my little, I'll do that on all my belt loops. I really should have cut my nails before I started doing this. That's the easiest way to screw up your leather project. Dig a fingernail into it. And then, so I got one of these tools. I use it sometimes. We'll try it a little bit. But mostly I use this for my slicker, for my edges. Sometimes this is the tool, but most of the time I feel like it just doesn't work as good as that other one. Of course, it's going to work pretty good on here, it looks like. And kind of work that corner a little bit. I'll do this once too, and then I'll let it dry, and I'll come back and burnish the edges again. It works best for me if I do it that way, if I do it twice. Sometimes when I do them the second time, I will sand them just a little bit with like some 320. Yeah, see, this tool just works better for me. I'll even set it down and kind of now you can see this one edge is a little messed up. Next time I do it, it'll look better. I'll let this dry, and I'll hit just a little sandpaper on the edges, and I'll burnish them again. So I'll poke the holes in them, but I'm set that aside. I'm done with that for now. How is this thing doing? It's taking longer than I thought to get to it. I don't want it to dry out. When I sand those edges, I do it just by hand. I'm not putting it on a machine or anything. I'm just going to barely give it a little scuff, and it'll smooth a lot of that out. I don't know what they call it. I call it a bone. It's made out of plastic, but they like back in the day they would have used pieces of bone. So, they definitely, like, I'm pretty sure I got this in like a kit, like a leather tool kit, the basic kit thing, probably from Tandy. I don't know. I've kind of had it forever. Okay. So we got this one cut out. We got the belt loop. The belt loop's gonna go. It'll be going right about there. I'm gonna stamp this first. Try to do this welt again because I made it too small last time. I'll bet we can get it out of that piece right there. I'm gonna have but enough for one more sheath, maybe two. Yeah, it's just a piece of plastic. I've actually, I don't know, it looks rough there, but it was rougher. That's where I sanded it. It had like a, you know, when they mold plastic, it gets like a little flashing line where the mold comes together. It's actually got a bump there, but I sand it smooth. I need to sand that spot out there, but all right, try this again. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It takes as many times as it takes to do it right, so. I stood up, my chair is rolling away. Now, this really isn't that important because all this part here is going to get sanded on the belt sander and evened up. I actually want it to be longer on this side. Alright. Chair. Alright, so might not look much difference, but it's just wide enough now that the stitches are going to actually go through the middle of it instead of the inside edge where it's supposed to be protecting it from the knife. And yeah, this piece is really rough looking, but I'll glue it in there and trim it all down. It just needs to be big enough. Really just the inside part, this part here, the part that needs cut correctly. This part here will get ground on the belt sander. I'll trim that straight when I'm gluing it, and I'll trim this straight when I'm done. Sometimes it's easier to leave it longer. Make sure you don't, I mean, you never make it perfect. If you try to make it perfect, you're going to make it too small. So, at least I'm gonna. make it bigger than it needs to be, and then we can make it smaller later. Exactly. Or you'd be like, I cut it twice and it's still too short. It's raining again. What a surprise. I got 2 basket weave stamps. They're both cheap candy ones. Craft tool probably. I don't know. But I got the bigger one and the smaller one. I kind of did always use the bigger one, but I'm kind of feeling the smaller one lately, especially on these sheaths where it's not a whole lot of room for it. So that's the one I'm going to use. Hopefully this is ready. Yep, it's been threatening for a while. Finally happened. It's actually not raining as bad as it sounds. It's just this building. I'm not sure if this is wet enough to stamp good. Man, I feel like that's all it does is rain here. I know it's not true, but threw that in the water. "30 inches of rain in 2025 so far. They say more is coming." I mean, I believe it, dude. We probably ain't far behind. Where I used to live, we got 13 inches a year, and half of that probably came as snow. And now we get 13 inches a month. It's still not raining bad. It'll sound like I don't know. I don't know what it sounds like, but it's way louder than this when it gets going good. Alright, so I don't know if y'all can see. I marked a line. Now that's my starting line. I'm hopefully gonna line this stamp up on. It's not always that easy. I always walk off the line a little bit somehow, but that's the plan. And the way you use this, oh, so I got that stamp. The next one is gonna go, I'm gonna take that corner and put it in that corner. So opposite side there. Yep, that's what it is. It's one of those metal buildings, and the walls are insulated, but the ceiling is not. And yeah, it's just the rain hitting the metal roof, and it sounds way worse than it is. See, I'm already not following the line that great. That's okay though. It doesn't really matter as long as I stay lined up this way with my little pattern. I'll be good. Yeah, this is basket weave. Move y'all back just a little bit. I don't know if you can see, this is my line right here for my edge. I really can't fit another one there, so. And then you take it and you skip one. So that's where I stamped. So now I need to stamp here. So I came back, you skip over one. Hard for me to see and stay out of the hitting the camera and stuff. Oh my god. That could have been bad. I didn't really smush it, but I could have. I feel like I just fucked that one up, but I didn't. Okay, good. I'm trying. Yeah, it's kind of like a checkerboard. So like I just stamped, it's hard to show, I just stamped right here. Well, let's do it off of this one. I just stamped this one. So the next one will go in the corner of that one. You kind of like checkerboard your way up. So if you can see, that's the stamp. That's where you're hitting two stamps together. So there's no little weavy part or little textures in there. Again, I hope I'm making sense. And then when I get out to the edges, I try to just hit it a little bit. I can't fit the whole stamp right there. I'll be over onto the back side. And there is a little special hammer you're supposed to have. I don't have. I don't know if it makes that big of a difference because I've never had one. I got the Pittsburgh dead blow. I beat the crap out of. The old hobo freight special. It is very easy when you get going to hit the stamp in the wrong place. I almost did it right there. I didn't mark a top line. I'm not actually going to cut the groove. I'm just going to use this groover to put a line there where I'm going to stop. There's YouTube videos that do way better tutorials on how to do this. I'm just kind of doing it. And I still do mess it up. Not real often, but it happens. It gets a little hard down on the edges. dumb. I shouldn't have been using this stupid cutting board under it the whole time. It would have stamped better. Okay, I did there. Now I need to do there. Okay. Getting lost. Navy Vet, what's up, man? Yeah, give me a second, Backwoods. Let me get to the end of it, and I will. And then I'm gonna do the border, and then I'll hold it up again. But wait. It does kind of look like not finished right now. This is what kind of does it all in. Look what I did. I'm so lucky because it's actually this. I'd be redoing it if it wasn't gonna be under the belt loop. But damn, I can't believe I did that. All right. What's up, Monty? Here we go. I mean, you kind of got to put the border in to get the look of it. It just looks weird and not finished until you do that. I'll set it down. I'll hold it back up there for a second. There's my slip. Wish I would have hit my hand. It will be under my belt loop, so it is what it is. If it was down here, it's a redo for sure. And I don't think I'm gonna dye this one. I'm gonna leave this one natural leather. So, I mean, you could really get the hang of this after not too long of trying. Do stuff like this. Like, this was totally me just messing around with it. And just my little coaster thing. So, alright, y'all. Now it's raining pretty good. Anyway, there ain't really much more I can do to this tonight. I need to let it dry. And then after it dries, I'll take the tape off the back and we'll glue this welt on and sew this on. And then a lot of times I kind of get it wet and fold it around and let it dry a day, and then I do the final sewing. So we'll come back and work on the rest of this tomorrow. I'll show you this pattern one more time. It did come out pretty nice. So, and once you oil it and put the top coat on it, it'll kind of make it stand out a little more. So, yeah, it's getting pretty loud in here. And I've been going for an hour and a half, so y'all have a good night. We'll come back. I'll save this for next time I stream. I won't work on it until then, and we'll get back at it. Have a good one.